Hello kids, I'm Safari Sid,
and
welcome to the show today. I can't wait to tell you all about some of our amazing primates that we have here, and all about our stories that you're going to be hearing very soon. But first, I'd like to introduce you to Ida, right over here. Ida's going to be our wonderful sign language interpreter today. And can you believe she hasn't done it for over 20 years? So kids, you'll help her along as we go through the stories, won't you? So I'm here today talking to you from the Jane Goodall Institute right here in Singapore. And I'm going to be telling you a little bit about some of the wonderful primates that you can see here when you go out and about into nature. But before that, we have an amazing story going to be told to you by Priti about the wonderful Turtle of Koka. But before we go into that, I'd like to give you a little story of my own about our amazing and wonderful founder, Dr. Jane Goodall. Did you know that she was the first person in the whole wide world to prove to us and the whole world that animals, and particularly primates, are a form of intelligent life, just like you and me? And we need to look after them and make sure that they're okay and safe in the world. Her story starts over 60 years ago when she left Cambridge in England and flew all the way to a country in the eastern part of Africa called Tanzania. And when she got there, she had to get onto a small boat and go up the world's longest lake, Lake Tanganyika. And then she finally set up her institute and her research center at Gombe Stream National Park. She spent years and years and years watching, listening, observing, and learning so much about the incredible chimpanzees that live there, how they walk, how they talk. And did you know she actually can speak just like one of them? It's called a pant hoot. And when she does it, she sounds just like a chimpanzee. And I'm sure you'll hear it later on today. But all the years she spent out there, she learned about how they live in families, just like you and me, and how they use tools, just like how we use knives and forks, or even chopsticks to eat with. They use very similar tools as well. And now she spends all her years traveling across the rest of the world, teaching us all how important it is for us to look after them and how we need to protect them. There's only around between 150 to 250,000 chimps left in the whole world. And in Gombe Stream National Park, there's only 95. And we really need to look after them. 60 years later, I managed to get to go all the way out there myself. And again, we took a big plane, and then we took a teeny tiny boat on the world's longest lake. And then finally, we arrived on the shores of Lake Tanganyika to the Jane Goodall Research Institute there. But no one was there to be found. So we looked around, we went up and down the mountains, we trekked through the forests over and over, and yet there was no one there to be seen. But finally, we came across a wonderful family troop of chimps that were living there, and they were playing and rolling and eating and grooming each other, and it was such a wonderful experience to see. I hope that one day all of you get a chance to go out there to see how amazing and how incredible these primates are and all the many others. But you know, you don't have to go all the way to Africa. You can just step outside your house right here in Singapore and see all the many wonderful creatures there are to be seen. You just need to get out there. Talking of some of the wonderful creatures that we have right here in Singapore, we have 3 endemic primates that live out here. We have the incredible Raffles banded langur, but it's highly critically endangered. You know, there's only 68 of them left right here in Singapore, and only 200 more in the rest of the world. Isn't that sad that there's only that many left? But you can see them right here in Singapore, so I encourage you to all go out there and try and find them. We also have the Sunda slow loris, which is a very hard to find, elusive nocturnal primate that we have here, and they are also endangered. But you have to keep your eyes peeled in the middle of the night and watch out for them. And we also have our cheeky little macaques that we have, and I'm sure you've seen many of them. But please do try and find them, and also follow some of the work that we do and some of the research and stories we tell about them. Talking of which, while you're listening to our talk and listening to our wonderful stories, you can see the little Facebook comments box over here. So please ask us any questions, or if you have any comments or questions or queries, pop them in there, and our team of wild AMs will jump on and answer all the questions that you might have. Now, I'm sure you must be very excited about our story coming up. I bet you can't wait to hear about the amazing Turtle of Koka. So over to you, Priti, from the Storytellers Association of Singapore, to tell us all about this amazing story.
Well, hello, everybody. My name is Priti, and thank you, Sid, for that wonderful, wonderful information about the monkeys and the macaques and the chimpanzees and Dr. Jane Goodall. I think it is all very exciting. And today's story comes from a very, very, very long time ago in Africa, where there lived a huge tribe of hunters. This story was collected by Dr. Margaret Reed MacDonald. Well, this tribe of hunters had a rule. Whenever a young boy became a man, he had to hunt something big to prove to everyone that he was all grown. All this young man's friends went after the lions, the tigers, the chimpanzees and the gorillas. But he wanted the Turtle of Koka. The Turtle of Koka had not been seen by anybody for generations, but they knew that it had existed and they had spent their lives looking for it. But he decided that he was going to be the one to get that turtle. And so he went looking high, he went looking low, he went looking here and there and everywhere. But there was no sign of that turtle. And so, very dejected, he came back to his village. But before he reached there, he stopped near a lake. And there it was, sitting right at the edge, waiting for him. He could not believe his luck. The sun's rays shone on that hard, beautiful shell of that turtle. And so that hunter, quietly, carefully, and very, very cautiously, went up, pulled out a net, swung it over that turtle, and with one scoop, he had picked it up and put it on his shoulder. He ran. He couldn't run. That thing was too heavy. But he fast trotted all the way back to his village. And when he reached there, he placed that big, beautiful creature on a large table and called, "Come one, come all, come one, come all. We shall have a feast. I have caught the Turtle of Koka." And everyone came to look. The elders came. Ooh! The wise women came. Ah! And the children went, yay! We are going to have turtles too. Until one young boy asked, how are we going to get that turtle meat? And so the elders thought, the wise women thought, and the children thought, and they all thought some more, until someone had the bright idea of getting a hammer. And so they got a hammer and said, we will go until that shell cracks and we can get that ooey gooey turtle meat. When he heard this, that turtle popped his legs out, stuck his head out, and began to sing. I'm the Turtle of Koka, the Turtle of Koka. Oh, can't you see? Oh, can't you see? I've a hard, hard shell. I've a hard, hard shell. You can't hurt me. You can't hurt me. That hammer of Koka, that hammer of Koka, can't hurt me. Can't hurt me. Did you hear that? Did you see that? Did you all see that? He spoke. And he says that the hammer of Koka will not hurt him. What are we going to do now? And so the elders thought, and the wise women thought, and the children thought, and they thought some more, until someone had the bright idea of getting a big boulder. What's a boulder? A boulder is a big, big, huge stone, just a fancy word. And they got a big, big boulder and tied a rope around it, swung that rope over the beam, and they were just about to slide that turtle under when that turtle popped its legs out, popped its head out, and began to sing. I'm the turtle of Koka, the turtle of Koka. Oh, can't you see? Oh, can't you see? I've a hard, hard shell. I've a hard, hard shell. You can't hurt me. You can't hurt me. That boulder of Koka, that boulder of Koka can't hurt me. Can't hurt me. They put the boulder down. It wasn't going to hurt him, right? See what he said? Not going to hurt him. What are we going to do? And so the elders thought, and the wise women thought, and the children thought, and they thought some more, until someone else came up with a wonderful idea of finding a saw. They said, we'll get the saw and we'll go. You can do this. It was a big turtle. You can help these villagers, right? They want the ooey gooey turtle meat. And you can go. Can you do that? Go. They said, we'll do that until that turtle shell goes. And we can get that ooey gooey turtle meat. You know what that turtle did? You know. He began to pop his legs out, stick his head out, and he sang. Now you know the song. You can sing with him. Come on. I'm the turtle of Koka, the turtle of Koka. Oh, can't you see? Oh, can't you see? I've a hard, hard shell. I've a hard, hard shell. You can't hurt me. You can't hurt me. That saw of Koka, that saw of Koka can't hurt me. Can't hurt me. We heard you. We heard you the first time. You don't have to keep singing. The people were annoyed. What could they do? The people thought again. The wise women thought again. The children thought again. And they thought some more. Until somebody came up with the idea of finding fire. Let's put him in the fire. His shell will heat and you know what the turtle did? He stuck his legs out, popped his head out, and I'm the turtle of Koka, the turtle of Koka. Can't you see? Can't you see? I've a hard, hard shell. I've a hard, hard shell. You can't hurt me. You can't hurt me. The fire of Koka, the fire of Koka can't hurt me. How many times do I say it? Can't hurt me. This time they didn't even know what to do. And so the people thought, the wise women thought, the children thought, and they thought some more. Until one lady had the idea of asking the hunter, where did you find that turtle? The hunter didn't want to say it had been very easy to catch that turtle. So he pretended it was very hard. Oh, I walked miles and I climbed and I did this and that and the other. Yeah, but where did you find him? I found him at the edge of that lake. Ah, then why don't we drown him? The moment the turtle heard this, he popped his legs out, He stuck his head out and he sang, "I'm the turtle of Koka, the turtle of Koka. Can't you see? You can hurt me. I've a hard, hard shell, a hard, hard shell. It won't save me. It won't save me. The water of Koka, the water of Koka. No, 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 no. Don't put me in the water." Aha! That's exactly what we'll do. And so they carried that turtle all the way back to that very lake where the hunter had found him. And it took 3 men to pick him up. And you can help me do this. And they picked it up and they swung with a 1 and a 2 and a 3 all the way to the middle of the lake. And the turtle went blub, 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 and popped right back up. And for the very last time, he sang, and you have to do this with him. Come on. "I'm the turtle of Koka, the turtle of Koka. Oh, can't you see? Oh, can't you see? I've a hard, hard shell. I've a hard, hard shell. You can't hurt me. You can't hurt me. And the water of Koka, the water of Koka. That's my home. That's my home. And hunters, you're not going to be able to catch me today. Goodbye." And the hunter and the turtle vanished, and he was never, ever seen again. And that, my dearies, is the story of the Turtle of Koka. I trust you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for signing in and for listening. And it is now my pleasure to introduce to you the story that is to be read by Dr. Jane Goodall, and it is called The Chimpanzee Family.
Hello, this is Jane Goodall, and as many of you know, I spent many years studying these chimpanzees, and I did a little series of books, and this was the first one, and that's what I want to read to you today. It's called Chimpanzee Family by Jane Goodall, and it's part of an animal series, and the photographs were selected by a super friend of mine who's a photographer, Michael Neugebauer. And so this is the book I'm going to read to you. This is Fifi with her daughters, 4-year-old Flossie and 9-year-old Fanny. Chimpanzee mothers love their infants very much and continue to care for them as the children grow up. Fifi's 2 older sons, Frodo and Freud, still like to spend a lot of time with their mother. Fifi and her family live in Gombe National Park, Tanzania, where I've been watching chimpanzees since 1960. Fifi was just an infant then. Now she's about 30 years old. There are about 45 chimpanzees in Fifi's group, and they all know each other. Sometimes they get together to feed on delicious fruits. It's like a big party. The adults call loudly, and they scream, "Ah! Ah!" And that's what happens when a lot of chimps meet up together. And they charge about in excitement while the young ones play, chasing each other through the trees and on the ground. Then they all settle down to feed. When they feel full and contented, they sit comfortably and groom each other. They pick out little bits of dry skin or small ticks. This grooming doesn't just keep their coats clean, the gentle stroking movements make them relax, and after a while, they take a nap. Chimpanzee mothers spend a lot of time away from the group, just with their own families. Fifi's a very playful female and is always ready for a game with her daughters. They tickle each other, just like we do, and laugh. Soon another young mother joins Fifi for a while. This is Gremlin with her little son Galahad, who's 5 months old. Galahad is just learning to walk and climb. Gremlin makes sure that he stays close by so she can rescue him quickly if he gets into trouble. Gremlin has an older brother named Goblin. I first met Goblin when he was a tiny baby. Now he's the boss. There are 5 other big males in the group, and they all respect Goblin. The males protect the land where Fifi, Gremlin, and all the others live so that they can feel safe. Fifi doesn't stay with Gremlin and Goblin for long. She sets off again, and she and her daughters climb to feed on figs. Chimpanzees like all different kinds of foods, leaves and flowers and stems and bark, also insects, and sometimes a little bit of meat. But they eat more fruit than anything else. Chimps are like us in a lot of ways. When they greet, they hug and kiss. When one is frightened or sad, his friend comforts him by patting his back or holding his hand. They can think and work out problems, like how to feed on the termites under the ground. They use blades of grass or little twigs as tools. The termites bite on, the chimp pulls out the tool and then picks the termites off. The young ones learn by watching their mothers. Flossie is tired after her long, busy day, and Fifi carries her on her back. She rides there like a little jockey. Soon Fifi will make a nest for the night, a comfortable platform of leafy branches. Flossie will snuggle up with her mother. Fanny will make her own little nest nearby. The chimpanzees at Gombe are lucky, for they're protected. In other parts of Africa, the forests are being cut down. People want to build houses there or grow crops, and they sell the trees for timber. Some people hunt chimps to eat them, and sometimes they shoot the mothers to capture the babies for zoos or circuses or for research. That is very cruel. The chimpanzees need all the help we can give them, or before too long, they will all be gone from the wild. And so I hope that you enjoyed that book, and I'll read you some more, but that's the first one in the series. And I'll say goodbye for now.
Enjoyed that wonderful story from Dr. Jane Goodall. Isn't it so sad to hear that there's so few of them left in the world? And isn't it also so exciting to hear how much like us they are, how they eat and live in families and they play and they groom each other? Isn't it so sad that they are losing in numbers? And we've had some wonderful questions so far. We had a question asking how many chimps there are left in the world. And it's estimated that there's between 170 to around 300,000 chimpanzees left in the wild. Gombe Stream National Park has around 95 at the moment, which is great given that Dr. Jane Goodall said there were only 45 when she went there 6 years ago. But as she said, they're very lucky to be there because the people there look after them. And whilst they're endangered, the numbers are doing very well out there. As for the rest of the world, sadly, they are declining in numbers and they are very endangered. So we need to make sure we look after them. Just like the many primates we have here in Singapore. Aren't we lucky to have 67 of our own ruffled banded langurs here? And they are growing, but we just need to make sure we still look after them and take care of them. Like them, the Sunda slow loris, and also our cheeky little longtail or crab-eating macaques. Now, if you have any other questions, please do pop them in the comments box. But after the show's done, you can email us at community@janegoodall.org.sg. We really encourage all of you to send us stories or pictures or videos or drawings or anything that you like just to engage with us, because we want to keep you part of us and we want to keep you informed about what you can do to help us. Now, as you know, the Jane Goodall Institute does lots of work, and we're all so many volunteers out here. So we do accept any donations, any engagement, any stories that you want to get involved with. Please do contact us. And you can go on www.janegoodall.org.sg or follow us on our social media posts. Well, from us today on this rainy Saturday afternoon, I hope you've enjoyed sitting at home and listening to our wonderful stories. But I'd really like to thank Priti from the Storytellers Association of Singapore that told us an amazing story about the legend of Koka. I'd like to thank our wonderful and amazing sign language interpreter, Ida, here, that did an incredible job. And I'd also like to thank all the many volunteers and organizers at the Jane Goodall Institute here in Singapore and across the world. And of course, thank you all so much for joining us today. And I hope to see you soon at the rest of our storytelling sessions. Bye-bye.